Eamonn Holmes' blazing feud with Phillip Schofield and the row that started it all. There has long been tension between the former This Morning colleagues, so where did it start? As Phillip Schofield makes his comeback to TV on Castaway, Eamonn Holmes has launched a scathing attack on his former work colleague, but their row goes back years. Their working relationship goes back to when Holmes joined Schofield on This Morning in 2006. Fast forward to now, both of them no longer work on the ITV daytime TV show, but the bitterness appears to have lingered on between them. There has long been tension between Holmes and Schofield, so where did it first all go wrong? Back in 2019 it was reported that Holmes' wife Ruth Langsford had made a formal complaint to ITV about Schofield. Langsford, 63, was said to have been angered when Schofield cut her off during a live link-up from This Morning to Loose Women. Langsford was telling viewers what was coming up on the show, when Schofield interrupted, "Guys, we're going to have to jump in there and stop you, I'm afraid, because we're a bit tight for time at this end." "Thank you, Ruth." She retorted, "Well, I only had about 2 more words to say." Then she looked away from the camera. Langsford was said to have made a formal complaint to ITV's head of daytime TV Emma Gormley. In 2022, Holmes later addressed the moment that sparked his long-running feud with Schofield. He told the Daily Mail's Weekend magazine in February 2022, "Philip is renowned for snubbing people. He's very passive-aggressive. It's up to Ruth to say how she felt, but I was feeling hurt for her. No one would have snubbed me like that. I don't go for presenters who think they have a special privilege or aura or influence." Another notable moment saw Schofield pass the This Morning trophy to Langsford at the 2020 NTAs. Piers Morgan hinted there was tension between Langsford and Schofield at the NTAs in January 2020. He jibed, "The best bit of that was when Phil got Ruth to say a few words on the stage, Ox. #Ox. They did put their feud aside for one big day though." When Schofield came out as gay in February 2020, Holmes was one of the first people to offer him public support on the show which he and Langsford were hosting that day. Holmes told him, "Philip, nobody should be embarrassed about their sexuality. It is fantastic that you have spoken out, and there will be so many people who will be strengthened by what you said. We're all here by your side, we'll be the first to stand beside you." But he then went on to joke that he thought Schofield had been about to resign from This Morning and he could have his job. He said, "First of all, I thought you were going to come in and announce you had resigned and I could have your job, but that wasn't to be." Holmes was criticized at the time for his words, but he hit back at those critics with a tweet. He wrote at the time, "This is a man who was in pain, who today confided in Ruth and I, and who knows we stand in support of him, his family and his sexuality." Also, unlike some, he appreciated a laugh to break the tension at Schof, hoping you find happiness. Schofield gave Holmes a special mention for making him laugh on a very emotional day. He said, "Can I just say that Eamonn Holmes and Ruth Langsford were utterly magnificent with me today, privately downstairs just the 3 of us and upstairs in front of the world. I couldn't have hoped for a better, calming and loving set of hugs and support. I adore them both. And for the record, Eamonn Holmes made me laugh, he lightened a very emotional moment and I'm very happy that he did."